we need to thank them all for allowing us to be heard, helping us make our voice louder, and always being there and guiding us as to who to see, what to do, what buttons to push, because they've been a great support of us.
So we were the first institution in Florida to move from solely an upper division school to a four-year university.
So since I represented the city of North Miami, and I still do, I certainly encouraged the legislature to come in and purchase the property, and the property was what you know as the campus, the FIU campus. And as hospitality management grew and more groups were interested in seeing their courses being taught in the North Dade area, the campus grew.
What's interesting is the Board of Regents consistently said that there was no need, that there was no market for it, that it made no sense. And then there are also a lot of people who said, we don't need more lawyers in Florida. We have enough lawyers, we have enough law schools in Florida. But the reality is that if you live in Southeast Florida and you worked full-time, which most people do, including many students at FIU, there was nowhere for you to go unless you got into serious debt.
When we had the medical school, we had the members of the Miami-Dade Legislative Delegation step up and say, South Florida deserves to have a public medical school.
But at that moment, as we were sitting in the hearing room, when the governors went around and made that vote, it was a sense so exhilarating of saying, oh my gosh, we can't believe that this just happened. This is going to happen. FIU and UCF are going to have medical schools. It was one of the most incredible feelings in the world.
If it would not be for Speaker Dean Cannon and a group of his friends, we would not have our medical school. So for that, we thank him. For many years, FIU was the stepchild. And I think part of the biggest contributions that the Dade delegation has made is not making it a stepchild anymore. It's making it a prominent institution within the whole state university system.
One of the things that FIU has that's very unique and special in a Tallahassee political perspective is that it is one of those institutions that as an entire delegation, we are all able to rally around.
I like to think of all universities in the same light, but when it comes to FIU, I feel more of a personal touch. Maybe it's because it's the back home university, but we do feel more of a personal touch when it comes to President Rosenberg and his involvement in the issues.
Very early on, when I first got elected to the State House in 1988, a few years ago, one of the first things that I did is I went to see the president of FIU, who I guess had been there for 2 years, Dr. Mitch Maydick. And in the conversation with him, I told him, I said, look, I don't know how long I'm going to be in the state legislature, but this is such an instrumental thing for our community that whatever I can do to help FIU, I want to do that. I want that to be the legacy, if there's such thing as a legacy, which there really isn't.
As far back as Mario Diaz-Balart, David Rivera, Marco Rubio, the entire Dade delegation, the current Dade delegation, our current leader, Carlos Lopez Cantera, and his whole group, the leadership that he's shown and that they've shown in pushing FIU into the forefront in Tallahassee.
I'm very excited about the future plans for FIU, for its campus and for its faculty, and I look forward to this new class, this new delegation from Dade County, carrying the torch and lighting the way in the future for all of FIU's and all of Dade County's needs.